Really and truly, I don't even feel like I have to say it, but for those who don't understand, this is what we're about to do with this review.
Go beyond! Plus!
What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure review. And you guys already know what it is. This is one I was not going to miss out on, even though I've had my troubles with Revoltech in the past. Anything My Hero Academia, I cannot miss out on, no matter what it is. I have to at least test it, and I am very glad I picked this up because, my goodness, does this figure look gorgeous. And of course, we'll get into that in just a sec, but let's start off taking a look at that sexy packaging so we can hurry up and bust this guy out and see what it's all about. Now, for the sexy packaging, of course, they went with a green theme covering the look of Midoriya, or Deku as you guys probably know him as. I don't know where the yellow came from, but it doesn't bother me. It's a really good look, and I actually like it more than the average person because my favorite football team is Green Bay. Shut up. I don't care if you agree or not. But yeah, you got amazing Yamaguchi right here, powered by Revoltech, if I can talk. You got Deku right here in a cool ass pose. You got Izuku Midoriya down there, series number 18. We got the window packaging where you can see the figure. It says My Hero Academia with the word Smash behind it at the bottom. Not much going on at the top. You actually have an actual image of him from the series getting ready to attack. So I dig that. Amazing Yamaguchi, Midoriya. Down here, you have this image of him in All Might. I was not expecting that. That's pretty freaking cool. I like that. You got all the legal stuff that doesn't matter. On the side, you got him doing his little kicking pose, which is awesome. Then, of course, on this side, you got him just standing up straight. Well, actually, you have him in multiple poses. You got him with his back turned, one where he's standing up straight, and then, of course, you got him doing the Detroit Smash right there. Then on the back, you have a ton of poses you can get the figure into up top. Some of the accessories and eyes that are interchangeable. Smash right there. All the accessories right here at the bottom. And then all this stuff in Japanese that I cannot read. So I'm excited, guys. I cannot contain my enthusiasm right now. Or excitement, whatever. I cannot contain it. So let's bust this guy out. Now, straight out of the packaging, I'm just going to say it up front. This is it. This is it. Never did I imagine in a million years I would be saying this about a Revoltech figure, but when they do it right, they do it right. That's the only way I can put it. This figure is everything I needed in a Deku figure, and I can tell you anyone who gets their hands on it is going to be satisfied. I already know how the articulation and everything plays out, so we'll get into that in a sec. But just looking at this guy, as you guys can see, this looks like Deku straight out of the series. Granted, they could have made the hair a little bit thicker because his hair is a whole lot more fluffy than that, but it's still fine. You've got the green eyes, you've got the freckles on his face, the serious look. You got all of the texturing in the costume. Not a whole lot, but they've got all the details in here. The blacks, the greens, the whites, the blues, the reds. The mixture of color that makes his character design so unique to me. Everything from front to back. And a lot of you might not know this, but Deku is like my favorite protagonist right now. And so this is another one of those reviews I might fanboy out. I'm trying to keep contained, but you guys see what I'm seeing. Like, they got the mask done correct. They got his belt right here. Actually, his whole waist is a separate piece, but it works. It's not an issue at all. The joints are not freaking ugly. Like, that's the main thing. These almost look like Figma joints. And of course, I'll do a comparison in just a sec. But yeah, these actually look like Figma joints, and a lot of them are very well hidden. That's my main issue with Revoltech. I hate the way they do their joints. I hate those weird floating shoulder pieces. Could not stand those on the Batman figures, but this guy looks like they did everything right. As long as they can make anything else they release look like this aesthetically, then I'm fine, because this looks beautiful. And as you guys can see, even standing up straight, it's not all lanky looking. Like, the legs don't look weird. They don't look, well, granted, I kind of just sat him down, but nothing looks awkward about him standing up straight. That's one of my main issues with Revoltech. They look good posing, but vanilla posing is not the thing for them. But they corrected everything with this. So let's go ahead and take a look at him next to the Figma Deku, and then I'll get into his height. Now, I'm not sure why I have the scared face on my Figma Deku, but this is how I had him displayed on my shelf, and I didn't feel like changing it for this review because technically this isn't about him. Now, anyway, as you guys can see, standing side by side, we do have the Revoltech with the Figma, and the differences are noticeable bar none. Like, completely different color greens, completely different color reds. Obviously, it's a different company, and they're doing their take on it, but everything is different between the two of these guys. Now, one thing, or two things actually, I can say Figma did right that Revoltech didn't, which this is not a nitpick or to knock the figure. It's just I noticed the art style, and so these are things that I noticed. Revoltech should have made the hair a little bit more frizzy like this one, because Deku's hair is extremely thick. And then, of course, if you look at his boots, the boots are really big on this figure versus they look like the average size on the Revoltech, which of course Revoltech is more human looking, but this is an anime, and so his shoes should be a little bit bigger. Now, that's not a complaint at all, because once again, both of them look great. And I just really like the change between the two. You can see him growing, and you can see his costume begins to change as his quirk manifests. I don't want to spoil too much, but he does adapt a different style later on in the anime, which is why his boots change, also why his gloves change, and then just his overall costume. Like, a lot changes about his character, and I really enjoy it. Now, that's a frontal look of him. Here's the back, as you guys can see. Nothing completely different. This guy does not want to stand up. There we go. He just has his mask. If you watch the series, you'll know why he has the mask. But yeah, just different color greens, and everything still looks nice. So I really enjoy this. Now let's go ahead and take a look and see how tall this guy stands. To the top of his head, Deku is right at about 5.5 inches. So he's definitely going to be in scale with 6-inch figures. Obviously, he's a teenager, so he's going to stand smaller than adults, which will work perfect. And of course, I will be showing some size comparisons later on to see how he looks with other My Hero Academia figures and some extras that I'll throw in. For the articulation on this guy, they definitely went a different route in terms of how they do certain things. And starting with the head, as you guys can see, mine just pops off, which bugs the crap out of me. It's tucked into the back of the hair. Hopefully you guys won't have this issue, but I've been playing with this for a few minutes trying to like plug it in to where I get a click or so, but it's just not staying. And so no matter what I do, the head is like really popping off of mine. Once again, hopefully you guys don't get that issue. I'm going to try to make it at least work for the review, but actually I'm just going to show you guys the neck movement because it's not sticking. But of course you can move it around. You can actually extend the head, which is weird. The eyes just came out of mine. But yeah, you can actually extend the head and then push it down. And so weirdly enough, it works, but it's just an odd thing that you can actually pull the neck out like that. But yeah, you get a ton of expression, and I guess if I just barely touch it, it'll work. But for whatever reason, yeah, it just doesn't want to stick. But yeah, as far as the arms, they can go out and up about that much, so he can punch out. He does have a butterfly joint, single jointed elbows that can actually be extended a little bit, and then you can pull them back further. Not quite all the way, but you get a little bit more than 90. You do have a really good diaphragm joint. I like that. And then back to the mask. This mask is on a ball peg back here, which kind of looks awkward. If you pose him from behind with the mask off, it is going to look weird, but it just plugs into there, as you guys can see, and it does sit, so it's not going anywhere. But yeah, diaphragm joint moves very well. He does move well at the waist also. Crunches forward, very good. Crunches back, I think I gotta reposition it. There we go. Crunches back about that much, so very good also. He kicks forward, and now my leg just popped off, so I guess I'm gonna have an issue with joints popping off. He kicks forward that much. He can do the splits that much. He does have a built-in thigh swivel, and yeah, my joints are just popping off like crazy. But I'm leaving this in the video. I want you guys to see it. Yeah, he does have a built-in thigh swivel, and that is so annoying. He has, I guess it's a single jointed knee, but it can bend all the way back. So you get that. You do have a swivel at the boot, goes down that much, up that much. He does get ankle rocker. He does have a toe hinge as well. So articulation wise, you can do a lot with this guy. Also, one thing I forgot, the hands. Hands are just on a typical, I think it's a ball peg. Let's see here. Yeah, so just a typical peg. And you can hinge it back and forth. So not a ball peg, but a hinge. So yeah, articulation wise, he's decent. Mine has a ton of issues, but that's not to say you guys will have the same issues as mine. I just want to keep all of this on camera so that if you guys do have this issue, some of you guys will know what to expect. Now, when it comes to accessories, you guys already know Revoltech is normally king. As you guys can see, he does get a default expression, which is just kind of like a calm look on his face. You do get a pair of fist hands that come with him. You get this smiling face right here looking to the side, which of course you can change the eyes. I'll show that in just a sec. You also get this angry face right here, which is him getting ready to attack. And I like that this is a different expression from just the normal default upset face. You actually get something where it looks like there's a little bit of aggression to it. So I dig that. You do get an interchangeable hairpiece, which this right here is from whenever he activates his quirk. I dig this. I really like how the electric effects came out. That looks so dope. That translucent green looks really nice. And I'll get to more of those in a second. You get a pair of stylish gripping type hands or reaching, whatever you might want to use them for. You get one hand for holding a pin, which I'll show why that is necessary in just a sec. You get two hands for his Detroit Smash, and then you get this hand, which is used for holding his book. And I like how they didn't just go with a white book. This actually has what it looks like writing in it. You have a picture of a costume right here, and then of course on the back, as you guys can see, even more writing. So it's not just a blank book. I really love the fact that they didn't do it that way. Now, you do get these red effects that go around his arm. These are of course, just the lightning effects from whenever he's getting ready to use his quirk. And you get those, only two of those, but you also get these right here, which are the green effects for obvious reasons. That's the primary color that he uses. But you get 10 of these, so you have a lot. And as you guys can see on the ends of these, they have small little parts where you can port them into the figure. And what's cool is, if you look at this guy straight, you don't see a lot of holes in him. You actually have to pose it a bit to see some of them. And you have one right here on the fist, which I don't really like myself. I honestly wish they would have gave him two pair of fist hands so that one hand would be without it. Yeah, you got some on his back. You got some right here. Actually, the one on his back is for the stand. But yeah, you got one right here. You get one right here. And you can plug those things all over this figure. I think they gave you 10 just in case you lose some, because I'm pretty sure there's not 10 slots to port these. But yeah, it's cool to have included them. Now, as far as the eyes go, you get a pair looking to the side. You get a pair looking to the other side, other side, other side, up. And then you have his eyes when he's writing and he's like going all in, muttering everything. If you watch the series, you'll know he will go on tangents, just talking about random things whenever he gets intrigued. But you get the pin in there, which looks really good. You have this port right here, which you use to pop out the eyes or whatever. It's very simple to use. It's more annoying than anything. I don't like the interchangeable eye feature. But with a figure like this, I will say it's cool to have a ton of different options. Now, you do get several effects, if that's what you want to call them. You get him muttering. It would have been cool if it said mutter, 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 mutter. Makes me wonder if they'll do that on the English version. Probably not, but it's just a bunch of Japanese or kanji of him saying the same thing. And then you get these two smash effects, which I actually just dropped something. So let me grab that. And it's a plastic piece. I dropped. So give me just a second and I'll get that. I swear I find it so ridiculous how difficult it is to find clear plastic on carpet after you've dropped it. But anyway, back to our regular program. You do have this orangish style smash effect, and then of course you do have this yellow one as well. Both of these actually come with this piece, which is what's used to hold them up. And as you guys can see, once you plug it on there, it's not going anywhere. This piece right here plugs right into the end of the stand, which is why you get two of them. You get one for holding up Deku, and then of course you get one where you can plug it into the back. So in terms of accessories, you get a whole lot with this guy, and so that alone gives you a ton of options, which makes me satisfied. Now, in case you guys wanted to see Deku all fired up, of course here he is with all of these accessories attached to him. And I gotta say, after playing with these are pretty nice. I really do feel like they did a good job on them, but I have one issue now. Not that there's anything wrong with these, but they are a really, really soft plastic. So I can understand why they gave us 10 green effects. The only problem is they gave us 2 red ones. And so if you break one of these red effects, you're pretty much stuck unless Revoltech is going to replace it. But with the green ones, you're pretty much set because he only has 6 ports to plug these into. You get 10 accessories, so that gives you 4 extra to play with if you break any of these. But like I said, with the red ones, you're kind of stuck out if you break one, unfortunately. On to size comparisons, here he is standing next to the most definitive All Might, which was delivered by McFarlane Toys, the Figma Bakugo, which was a complete disappointment in my opinion, and the Figma Deku, which I showed him off next to earlier. As you guys can see, he fits in scale with these guys well enough. He's a little bit taller than the Figma Deku, which pretty much shows growth. He fits in scale with Bakugo, though Bakugo should be a little bit taller, and I think he looks really good next to All Might. So photo-wise, these guys should look great next to one another. Now, I'm not sure if anyone was thinking of doing this, but for the one person who is, here he is standing next to the McFarlane Toys Ochiko, the McFarlane Toys Deku, which has a head swap from the Age of Heroes statue, and of course the McFarlane Toys Todoroki Shoto. As you guys can see, these do not go in scale together at all. Here he is standing next to a McFarlane Toys Tomura Shigaraki, a Marvel Legends Animated Heroes, which is on the Superior Octopus body from Hasbro, and of course the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series Red Ninja, which is one of my favorite figures right now. As much as I want this to work, unfortunately Shigaraki is just too tall. Now, that being said, posing these guys together can still look really, really good if you angle it correctly. Lastly, just for some extras, here he is standing next to the Mafek Shazam, the Marvel Legends Retro Wave Daredevil, and of course the Mezco Diabolic. Now for my final thoughts on this guy, I will say straight up, if this is Revoltech's way of trying to move in a different direction when it comes to aesthetics and the looks of their figures, hey, I'm all for it. There's that chance that I might just hop back on that Revoltech train, because this figure right here is great. Now, it could be that I am really a big fan of this character, and so I'm going to try not to be biased about it, but I really do feel like they went in the right direction with this release. I don't have too many complaints. The 2 that I have, I'm pretty sure are specific to my figure, because I saw another review and he didn't have these issues. Of course, the number 1 being the right leg. It pops off way too easy, and it's to the point that it does get pretty annoying, but I do have a fix for that. And the other one is the head. The head does the same exact thing. It just, no matter how I pose this guy, it keeps falling off. Now, I ended up making it a little bit better. Apparently, I wasn't pushing it in all the way, but it still comes out far too easy for my liking. Other than that, I have absolutely no complaints about this guy. He looks great. He poses great. He comes with a fair amount of accessories. Figure doesn't feel fragile. He can vanilla pose and not look awkward doing so. I really do feel like you could maximize your opportunity with this figure. If you're someone who loves to pose figures and you're a fan of My Hero Academia, this figure is for you. And another thing that I just want to specify, because I did hear a lot of people say they canceled their pre-order for this figure for whatever reason. Guys, once again, do not cancel pre-orders. Also, if you don't pre-order, if you feel like a figure is something that you want, if there's even a small part of you, I will say this until I'm blue in the face, pre-order. Because now everyone who wants to get their hands on this figure, instead of getting it for 85 bucks shipped, DHS shipping or DHL shipping, now you guys have to pay 120, I think is the lowest I've seen this guy going for. It's not worth it. You could be one of those people selling it for 120 if you flat out don't like it, because technically now that's the going rate, so you're not even scalping. But seriously, guys, like, if you want something, pre-order it. This is something I do not regret. This is something I feel like anyone who gets their hands on will love. There's a major fun factor to this figure, and it looks good while you're having fun with it. There's really nothing else to say about it. So anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this review. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new reviews. I will have a ton of content coming this week. I'm going to try my best to get a new video out every day. If not, I might just have to double up. But yeah, a ton of stuff coming this week. So make sure to be on the lookout for that. I hope you guys do have a great rest of your day, and you guys stay safe. Peace.